right, now I want you to hear this. When they had the gold rush back in America, the people that got the most rich were not the people that solely got the gold. It was the people that were selling what they needed to go and get the gold with. One in the chat box if you're hearing me right now. The people that got rich during the gold rush were not only the ones that found gold, but the ones that supplied them with what they need to find it. ERC is the modern day gold rush today. It's not cryptocurrency. There's no chance of inflation with it. There's no chance of deappreciation with it. There's no chance of it just absolutely going away outside of these 800 days. You are now going to be the ones that get wealthy because you are the ones supplying the business owners with what they need to get this ERC money, which is the modern day gold mine here in the United States right now due to this pandemic. 777 in the chat box if you're hearing me and you understand what I'm saying. Tonight, I am going to share with you some of the most important information that you have ever heard in your life when it comes to being good at being an introducer. Okay, couple good things to note is that you do not have to be the person that is a strong closer in order to be successful here with this ERC team. Some of you may have had amazing results in sales. Some of you may have had very little results in sales, or if any at all. But what I know is this right now is your moment. This right now is your opportunity. And for every single person here right now, I want to absolutely encourage you not to let this moment pass you by. Okay, so with that being said, guys, let's jump right into this. I want to start off tonight with teaching you one of the easiest ways for you to get your first deal, and then from there to get hundreds, if not thousands of deals after that. Okay, yes, in the chat box if you're ready to learn the secrets of referring as many possible deals as you possibly can. Okay, tonight, I need you guys to have your pen and paper. I'm actually going to pull up my whiteboard and I'm going to get to writing too, and I encourage you to take notes. Okay, so I wanted to start off tonight talking about the perfect warm call. All right, some of you, this may be before you have gotten your first deal. Some of you, this may be your first training that you're hearing about what we're doing with this and learning. Okay, maybe you've already referred a bunch of deals. Regardless of where you stand, understand this. This right here will take you to new levels regardless of where you are. So I want to talk about the perfect warm call. Something that I believe is very important when it comes to what we're offering here is to understand that you are not selling anything, you are giving access to something. Yes, in the chat box, if you hear me. You are not selling anything, you are giving access to something. I'm going to make the words a little bit bigger. All right. So what's very important to understand about this is when you walk in anywhere, when you call any place, you have something that they need. You are not a burden on their shoulder. And it's very, very key that you understand this. So if you have not gotten your first deal yet, I have a couple questions for you. Okay, and I need you to pay close attention. Number one, do you ever go and eat out? Yes or no in the chat box. Do you ever go and eat out? Do you ever go to any stores in your community and have any conversations with any of the people there that's local stores? Yes or no in the chat box. Yes in the chat box if you know someone that owns a store, even if you're not good friends. But you know a business owner, as you have shopped at their store, you have bought from their store, your child goes to this private school, you name it. I need you guys to pay very close attention. Any place that you shop should be the first place that you stop. Okay? And by stop, I mean start. Okay? Who's hearing me right now? This is very, very important. Any place that you shop, any place that you spend money at, that should be the first place that you stop at and start with. Okay, and I'm going to explain something why, and I'm going to give you a secret that is going to help every single one of you close more deals than you ever thought you possibly could. And then at the end of the call, I'm going to make another announcement that I've not shared with all of you yet. So I would definitely stay all the way to the end of the call. Okay, but I want you guys to understand the best place that you can start with is the places that you already talk to and that you shop at. Okay, why? You're already a customer. You're putting money in their pocket. So here is the warm call pitch from, I won't even say it for myself. Okay, listen, here it is. You can call the business owner. You can walk into the store, you name it. I like in person, but I need you guys to pay attention. This right here, and I'm going to use this language because I think it's necessary. Someone would have to be an asshole to not give you the time of day after you say what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so you're already in a favorable position. Okay, this is the warm call pitch. Hey, Mr. Mrs. Business owner, I'm going to say Linda for now. And let's say that Linda has a restaurant. Okay. Hey, Linda, Miss, Mr., you name it. Very simple, their name. Okay. I have absolutely loved eating, shopping, whatever it is at your store. And if you've been going there for a long time, list, the time, for years, I like to do that. I have absolutely loved eating at your restaurant, right? Restaurant. That is not spelled right. For years now. And I wanted to be able to support you in the biggest way I ever have been able to. Okay. Hey, Mr. Business Owner. Hey, Mrs. Business Owner. I've absolutely loved eating, shopping at your restaurant for years now. And I wanted to be able to support you in the biggest way I have ever been able to. One in the chat box, if you as a business owner would be like, holy cow, what are they going to do for me? One in the chat box, because I really need you to understand this. When you go into any place, any person loves to feel support. All right. And if you would start off with people that you know, not calling and acting like you're selling something, but calling and saying, hey, I love what you do in business. I love being a customer of your store. And I wanted to help you out in the biggest way that I've ever been able to help you before. Okay, that right there will get you in the door to almost anywhere. Dear Mr. Business Owner, all right, I love being a customer at your store, and I wanted to be able to support you in the biggest way I have ever been able to. Everybody, oh yeah, well, how is that? Right? And this is where it gets very simple. Okay? You are helping them. Simple as that. You can phrase this however you desire. I want you to make this yours. But effectively, all you're saying is, I enjoy spending my money at your store. And beyond just me spending my money at your store, I want to be able to help you in a way that I have never been able to help you before. You can say it that way. All right. So they're going to ask you, well, how is that? How are you going to be able to help me in a way like that? That's absolutely huge. And then you simply say, I have been helping other businesses in our community get access to the ERC tax grant. Have you gotten yours yet? All right, guys, this is simple as it can possibly be. This is someone that you know, any place that you shop at. If this is your girlfriend, right? If you're a girl, hey girl, you know I love shopping here, but I wanted to do something bigger for you than just shopping here. You know, if it's one of your guys that owns a suit store, man, I love getting my suits here, you know, but obviously I know that it's been a hard time during the pandemic, and I wanted to be able to support you in a much bigger way than just me, myself. Well, how are you going to do that? Boom. I've been able to help other businesses in our community get access to the ERC tax grant. Have you got yours yet? If they say no, what does that mean? There you go. All right, this right here is the most simple process you can possibly do. Right now, I need every single one of you to make a list. Okay? And I want you to think of every local business in your area that you already shop at and spend your money. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to make that list. And this week, I want you to begin to contact each one of them. Whether you walk in their store, whether you give them a call, I will let you know that just calling a business is not the same as walking in. It's a lot harder to turn away a smiling face than it is to hang up on a voice. 2 in the chat box if you agree with me. It's much harder for someone to just kick you out of, you know, a place than it is to just hang up on you. Businesses are quick. Oh, you know, I'm busy right now. They could literally have no one in their store, but they just don't want to talk on the phone, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to simply walk in their store and talk to them, you know, and guys, understand this. We are in a position right now that like banks and huge corporations are partnering with Bottom Line. You don't want to wait months before you start going crazy. Guys, you want to start talking immediately and understand it's the simplicity and the activity daily that's going to get you what you're looking for. Simple as that. I see that Reverend Philip Portia's on the line right now and here with us. Guys, Philip, his first 2 deals that he went into, I believe one was a church and the other one was a really nice, you know, sized business that had 300 employees. Guys, he's making 150 to 200,000 on one deal in his first 3 weeks of business. His first 3 weeks of doing this as a reverend and pastor, not someone that makes millions of dollars. Gentleman's about to clear over $200,000 just like that. Is every business going to pay you 6 figures? No, but several will. And here's the reality. I've taught this here before, and write this down. You never know how much one conversation is worth. So if you are looking at this day, you know, and say that it's raining in your city, there's going to be the salesperson that says, hey, well, you know what? I'm not going to really go out today. It's raining. And then there's that other person that says, hey, I bet all those other salespeople are thinking the same thing. A lot of people aren't shopping today. Wouldn't it be a good day to walk into these businesses and talk to them while they're not busy? I need you guys to start thinking differently, okay? Because you have to understand this is a moment of time. You are not getting these 2.5 years back once they've gone. 777 in the chat box if the last 2 years went by a lot faster than you thought they were going to, right? Like COVID happened 2 years ago, and here we are today. I need you to think about that. Time is freaking moving. So you got to understand, you only have 800 days. And this is the thing that I want you to understand. You can become a multi-millionaire simply asking people the question, have you got the ERC tax grant? Okay, so if you know the person, start it off supportive. I love supporting your business and I wanted to do it in a bigger way. It doesn't have to be wordy. Make it simple, make it yours. Hey, John, I love the golf shop that you have. Love coming down there, but I had a quick question for you. Yeah, man, what's going on? I've been wanting to help you in a lot bigger way than just coming down there and being a customer. And I'm helping a bunch of businesses in our local area, as well as all around, get access to this ERC tax grant. Have you got your ERC tax grant yet? Ask the question. Write this in the chat box. Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. And I know that sounds super simple, like obviously, but it's very true. You got to realize, those of you right now, if you love talking to people, go get rich. If you hate talking to people, go get rich doing something you don't like to do for 2 years. So then you don't have to talk to anybody 2 years later because you got enough money if you want to. But no matter where you are, you got to get moving. I do understand that this is 3 months, 4 months, 5 months out before the pay starts really kicking in. I do understand that, but I understand how fast that's going to come around. And if you plant the right seeds today, if you take the right steps today, in 3, 4, 5 months from now, you're not going to be saying, hey, I got to do something right now to make some money, or, oh no, I don't know what to do. No, 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, you have 6-figure, 5-figure, 7-figure checks popping every single month. So what you got to do right now is you got to know your numbers. I want you to write this down. I'm going to clear this page. Okay. But I want you to write this down. Before I get into the code call, I want you to write this down. Okay. Know your numbers. I've taught this in every sales class that I've ever been in and led. And I'll tell you guys, no matter what business you are in or what you are doing, okay, you need to know your numbers. Who understands that money is nothing more than a number that's assigned to it? You got to know your numbers. Someone asked, they're trying to understand if nonprofits qualify. Yes, they do. Okay. If you go into the resources pages of Bottom Line, go to the one-pagers where it has religious institutions. Tons of nonprofits and churches are already taking advantage of this. But listen, you have to know your numbers, and you want to know so on a daily, weekly, and monthly overview. Okay, give me a 1 in the chat box if you do any type of trading, whether it's stock trading, crypto trading, forex trading. You do any type of trading whatsoever in the financial markets. You probably noticed that if you go in on like a 5-minute chart, rather than scaling out and looking at the daily and weekly chart, that the market looks a lot different. Same data, just broken down in a different time frame, right? So I want you guys to pay attention to this. The same way that you would think about that practically, I want you to think about your activity that you do daily and why it's important to look at it on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and a monthly basis, okay? You want to be knowing every day several things. Number one, how many new businesses to speak to today. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you are going to then start building your pipeline. Okay. And you build your pipeline very simple. Okay, guys, knowing your numbers is very simple. You need to write down the businesses that you're speaking to. Have a notepad, have an Excel sheet. And listen to this. If you don't have one, get one. There is no excuse other than bullshit to not make money with this. And I really want you guys to understand, I went from making 6 figures to making multiple 7 figures when I got more organized. Talent will only take you so far. Who's seen talented athletes? They were like really good, and within a couple years, now they're out of the league. You thought they were going to be the all-stars of the all-stars moving forward, but they could not get the simple things down. Right? I love when Kobe Bryant talks about the separation of success, how he woke up at 4 a.m. and trained, you know, from 5 to 7, and how at this point he has this many more hours in a day. And if you train this many more hours in a day than everyone else, over the years, the separation starts to grow massively. And that's the same way that this works with this. When you start to build out your pipeline, 1, who do we have to talk to today? And then 2, who do we follow up with? Okay, one of the biggest things that you could ever do is follow up with everyone on your list. Okay, until they have signed the paperwork, you need to follow up with them. The money is in the follow-up if you do not close it on the first deal. And the way that we're doing this, introducing the business, this always usually includes follow-up. Okay, so I need you guys to understand this. You want to know how many new businesses to speak to. 2, you then want to follow up with every one of your businesses on your list. Okay, 3, how many deals have you submitted? Okay. Now we don't just stop there. The question is then for how many deals signed? What do you say on follow-ups without being irritating? I'm going to get through that. Actually, I'll give you a quick one. Okay. Very simple. Number one, I'm not irritating you. You should be irritated that you've not got your money yet. Right. So when calling someone, I don't call in and be like, you know, any type of like rushing way that's against their favor. I'm trying to help them get this money as soon as possible. And I want you to write this down. This is why. The CARE Act, since it has been created, has changed 11 times. Write this down. The CARES Act, since it's been created, has changed 11 times. If there's one thing that I know about the government, is that they will change their mind in a hurry, right? And with all of the money that they're giving out now, we do not know if they're ever going to pull back the amount of money that they're allowing or paying per employee. So what I say is if someone says, hey, you know, why are you reaching back out? You know, what's the rush? I'm going to tell you what the rush is, Mr. Business Owner. Number one, once we begin this process, it's going to take 3 weeks to get all your paperwork ready to file with the IRS. At that point, it can be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5, hopefully at the most, before you get your money. Now, if you're anything like me, I know that you need this money sooner than later, right? Well, yeah, you're right. The longer that we wait, the longer the IRS is held up, the higher probability is that they could change something. And if you file for what's allowed today, that's what you're going to get paid. So, Mr. Business Owner, I'm just trying to help you get this done so you can get your money. 777 in the chat box if you took notes on that and you understand that's all you need to do. Guys, this is the most simple thing you've ever done. All we're doing is helping business owners get to the money. This is not some like loan that they have to pay back. This is cash-free money, tax money. Mr. Business Owner, this is what I know to be true. The IRS has allowed this much money to be paid per employee, right? $10,000 up to $26,000. The CARE Act has changed 11 times. What I know is this: if you file today and we start this process, what they've made available is available today. If they change it a month or two from now, when you didn't file until then, whatever they have then is what you're going to get. But do understand that tons of people are filing left and right, and it makes no sense for you to delay the time that you're going to get your money because you're not actually having to do anything. We're going to do all the heavy lifting for you. Boom. Let's get it gone. You know what I mean? But here, guys, this right here is so important. You got to know your numbers. How many businesses have you talked to today? How many deals have you submitted as leads? And 3, how many deals have signed? These are 3 of the most important things that you could possibly know. Okay. And I mean that with it. I mean, guys, I'm going to put this here for you. Actually, we're going to move this over. These 3 questions you need to have answers for every single day. And this is our new slogan: a deal submitted a day is the only way. All right, I want you to write that down on your piece of paper. A deal submitted a day is the only way. Okay, I don't care if that's a new lead from today or if that's you following up with someone that you've already spoken to. But these 3 things right here, you need to wake up every single day and you need to have this built out in a pipeline. All right. The businesses that I've already spoken to that have signed, guys, check them off. Have a deal that you know where they're at in process. Okay. I'll even work to build one for you until you guys, you know, have something professional, but just write it on a piece of paper. You know, what deals do we need to talk to today? At that point, reach out to them, walk into the store, check them off when you walk out. You know, and at this point, guys, you give yourself the biggest opportunity to be successful. So let's move forward and let's talk about cold calling. Okay. But guys, listen, this is so important. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you're committed every single day to keeping up with these numbers. Every single day, keeping up with these numbers. We're going to have a post that goes out. What's your numbers today? And I want you guys to know how to answer that. How many businesses have I spoke to today? How many deals have I submitted? How many deals have signed? This is absolutely beautiful. Now let's get into the cold calling section. All right. A lot of people don't like cold calling. I love cold calling. I think it's absolutely fun if you have something that people need. Okay. So we're going to put that back on here. A deal a day is the only way. I want you to wake up every morning and say, I have to get a deal today. I don't care what you have going on. I have to get a deal today. And if you're building out your pipeline, okay, guys, at this point, it's going to be absolutely nuts. All right. Now let's talk about cold calling. There's two different types of cold calling: walking in businesses, really three, calling a business, or three, reaching out to a business online. Okay. Regardless of which one you choose, please choose something. Understand this: activity is the only way profit will be generated. All right. No matter what you have, how good it is, if we do not go and share the good news, no one is going to know. All right. So I want to give you some massive, massive tips on cold calling. Okay. So how to cold call. Number one, I encourage every single one of you, if you are not walking in stores in your community, do so. There is a very easy chance that we could end up in another pandemic and be stuck right back at the house and all of the stuff. Whether it happens or not, this is what I know. Get out and talk to business owners and your numbers will increase, right? But asking how to cold call. My personal favorite is this. I like walking into businesses and I'll walk in and I'll say, hey, is the business owner here? All right, this is a walk-in. All right, hey, is the business owner here? If the business owner is not, okay, let's start with if it is here. Okay, amazing. Who is that? Okay, and they're going to tell you, that's John. Okay, this is what you guys want to do. This is so, so important. All right, you're going to say, hey, is the business owner here? You know why we're going to ask for the business owner? Because me telling the girl at the front desk that gets paid $7 an hour or $14 an hour, she's not going to be able to do much for me because she cannot sign the paperwork. Okay, so I need you guys to hear me right now. This is what you guys are going to do. You are simply going to say, okay, amazing. His name is John. Will you tell John, someone write this in the chat box. Will you tell John that I am here to speak to him about a very important financial matter? Will you tell John that I am here to speak to him about a very important financial matter? Most people are coming to the front if they're a business owner. They may think that you're the IRS. They may think that you're the banker. You don't know. But this is the reality. When you say that I am here for a very serious financial matter, you've now made it clear that you're here to talk about money. All right. And you don't say, will you tell John? You say, go tell John. You don't ask in sales. In terms of this side, you be really directive. All right. Sometimes it's good to ask the right questions, but here you need to be directive. Okay. Go tell John that I am here to speak about a very serious financial matter. Now, John's going to come out, or any business owner, and they may have a little bit of concern. They may be asking themselves, did I pay my taxes? Do I owe someone money? Right. But you've gotten their attention. Right? Attention in the chat box for me. The biggest important component of sales is getting someone's attention. That's why some of these very ludicrous commercials that you see are just out of this world, but you can go and remember exactly what you saw. The jingle, you can remember exactly what you heard. Okay, so this is very important that you get their attention. Saying you're here for a very serious financial matter handles that. Okay, so now this is the next step. John is going to walk out and ask, hey, what's going on? And this is where you need to charm them. Okay, and by charm, I mean a nice smile, and tell them, hey, I'm excited to talk about this really serious financial matter. I work with government aid. Listen to me. I work with government aid. Okay. And we help local businesses like yourself get access to the ERC tax credit that is available. Have you got yours yet? Straight to the point. I work with government aid and I help local businesses like yourself get access to the tax money that is available to you right now. Have you gotten your ERC tax credit yet? And you can also lead with this. I work with government aid. A lot of people are very familiar with the PPP, but they're not aware of this other tax grant that Biden has made available. This is the reality. Have you gotten it yet? That's simply how you're getting to the point. And understand this, if you walk into 10 places, 5, 7 out of 10 of those haven't gotten it yet statistically. Right? Is grant money better than saying tax money? Yeah, have you gotten your grant money back? You know, your ERC tax credit. It's huge because it's important that they understand it's not like a loan. And once you get into the conversations, that's very important. But guys, this is what I want you to focus on doing. If they say no, great. That's your new client. If they say yes, okay, what you say is, I am so excited that you have gotten your ERC tax credit. Are there any local businesses around here that you know that may have not gotten their tax credit yet? Listen to me now. This is so important. Yeah, and listen, if you're just calling and you're cold calling, you face a much more difficult challenge than if you walk in person. Okay, and I really, really want you guys to understand that. This is absolutely vital. So this is very, very important, guys. If you would simply walk into businesses, and if you are out of the country, I would encourage, more than just calling, utilize social media. Someone write LinkedIn in the chat box. LinkedIn, Facebook. Okay? Talk to business owners. All right? LinkedIn is literally made of almost nothing but business owners and professionals. Right? So at that point, reach out to them. There are several people in this company that are getting huge clients just off of reaching out from LinkedIn to have a professional page set up. If your page doesn't look professional, make it look professional. All right, take some nice pictures. You don't have to go buy a $500 suit. Go down to the store, you know, and get a $30, $40 dress shirt. If you don't have one, take a nice picture and make, you know, your social media look nicer. People like doing business with people they like and people that look nice. All right. And it doesn't matter exactly what it is. It's that it's nice. All right. And it's that presentable. If you're going to go in any professional job, what would you be expected to walk in? Don't walk in sweatpants and be like, hey, I'm here to help you with ERC. They're going to be like, are you here to rob me? No, ERC. You know what I mean? Like people need to know that you're about their business, that you're about your money. You know what I mean? And that's something that is very, very important. So if you are not messaging on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, make sure you dress the part. And this is the important part about cold calling, guys. Let's say that you took 2 days, and I'm going to give you some ideas right now. Let's say that you took 2 days, okay? That you took 2 days, a schedule. Here's just an idea. You can do what you want, but an idea for schedule. You took 2 days. You down with ERC? I love it, Peter. You took 2 days to cold call. Okay, now listen, let's say that you did that. You have 3 more days then to follow up via call. But this is what you've done. You've built a relationship. They know your face. And now it's much easier to call. It's hard to call with nothing in common yet or any type of rapport built. It's much easier to call back saying, hey, Jamie, it was great, speaking with you about the ERC. I want to go ahead and make sure that we get submitted, or if the business owner isn't there. Guys, we're going to be creating flyers and business cards this week. If you're watching the recording live, if you're watching it later, it's probably already done. But this week, all right, as of August 21st, moving into this week, we're going to have business cards and flyers for all of you to be able to download, take them to Vistaprint, take them to your local print shop, and you can print it with your details on it. Okay, so I'm going the extra mile of helping as much as I can, but this is what you guys got to do. You got to step in place and you got to make it happen. Okay, if you don't have business cards, that's okay. Tell them you ran out. Never tell a business owner, oh, no, sir, I don't have business cards. Say you ran out. It makes you sound so much more busy than you are. Here's another very important sales tips. People don't like doing business with people that act like they don't have anything going on. If a business owner calls and says, hey, what's your schedule? Like, it's super busy, but what time are you looking at? Morning or afternoon? Afternoon. How about I got a break in between, like 1 or 2. You just got to talk to the people and make it like you're not free. You're not just running around, but you will make special time for them. Who agrees everyone likes to feel special? Write that in the chat box. Now, a couple of the things that I'm going to share with you on cold calling is very simple. Just walk in and straight up ask, have you got the ERC specialist once you get to the business owner or somebody that you're able to speak to? If you know the business owner, call them on the phone and said, hey, I want to stop by and talk to you for a few minutes. They're like, oh, what's it about? Well, just real quick, you know what I'm doing helping business owners, or have you not heard about that? No, I haven't heard. What are you doing? Some people haven't heard. Don't act like this is just brand new to you, even if it is. Well, if you hadn't heard, I've been so busy, sorry you haven't had a chance to catch up, but I'm helping business owners getting access to this ERC tax grant. You wouldn't believe it. We're helping businesses get hundreds of thousands. Some have gotten millions. It's a tax credit, money back from the government. Now, here's a couple